This this could cover my entire face. Art exhibit. October 23, 2024. Woman with the stone on the face. I can sit on this because there might be insects. Because yes, I'm not wearing very thick pants, and you can guess where I am based on or maybe you're not getting it, but I'm under a slide, which is rather appropriate for what we are about to dive into. What? I hope that doesn't happen again. Or maybe I can just stand by like this so that when it flies again, it will not land on the stones. Because my friend, the phone is not very cheap in this realm. So, should I say hi, or will that break the, not my, or will it break something in this, what we have already established? Well, I can try the approach of not saying hi, just for the sake of seeing what the effect of it will be. But you have my warm greetings. That's for sure, as always. So it was quite an interesting morning. From the moment I opened my eyes until I sat on this stone. But I only have time for one slice to dissect and see what's here. So maybe I can discuss the other things some other time, if I remember. Or if it doesn't get lost. I think by now you know how this thing works. It's like a pot of different dimensions, and I'm like I don't know what my role is on this equation. So I received a no. Let's start there. I received a no from a friend. And is the phone about to do a gymnast's act, or is it stable? Okay. Yeah, I received a no from a friend, which originally thought of the idea of hanging out. But we're still hanging out. It's just a change of plans, and maybe I shouldn't elaborate that much. I should just focus on the fact that I got a no and it made me feel something, because that alone is enough for a discussion. And my default reaction to these things whenever I feel something that I don't really prefer is that why? Why? Now that I'm grown, of course, now that I'm grown, but before, when I was younger, well, I'm still young, but before, when I was younger, my default reaction would be, hey, you should not be feeling this. That. Did I just speak German? You should not be feeling that. You should not be feeling that. because now you felt that you're a bad person. You're a bad person. You're angry, you're a bad person. You feel jealousy, you're a bad person. But then I realized the feelings alone doesn't make me a bad person. It's feelings. It's normal to have feelings that I don't prefer, so that I can distinguish the feelings that I like, isn't it? Or maybe that's one way of looking at it. Maybe there are multiple ways in which I can look at this, but unfortunately I don't have a doctorate degree in psychology. But so far, that's how I look at it. And the feeling alone, humans have a lot of, and my point is, the feeling alone is not an indicator that I'm a bad person, because it's not something that I control. I feel things. It's like asking myself to not bleed when I cut myself. It's outside of my control whether I bleed or not. But I can do the next thing. What should I do with the blood? I don't just go smearing the blood on people's faces. I look at the wound and see, well, should I take this to the hospital? Can I manage to do this alone? Is it okay? Will it be infected if I try to mend it on my own? Or is it just a small one that I can handle myself? I think feeling something that I don't really prefer feeling doesn't make me a bad person. And I know that now because I'm older and I've seen things, and I've seen more things and dealt with more things. So now whenever I feel something like what I felt this morning, my default reaction now, which is, by the way, it took a lot to teach to my brain, took a lot of time, maybe, or am I mistaking it? I have a lot of memories, and sometimes the one that I'm trying to pull out is nowhere to be located. Now I just lost my train of thought. Where am I? Where am I? My God. A friend gave me a no. Sorry, I cannot recover where I was. So I'm just starting to the original point. And it made me feel something. And I asked myself, why is this? Where is this coming from? And sometimes there is an imagery that came out of this. Sometimes I feel like I'm a bunch of 10 kindergartners in a trench coat. And every now and then, whenever these 10 kindergartners get a hold of things or something that is causing them some kind of the oak tree on the hill becomes a wizard, or like an old hermit a deep purple tall hat, and it walks down the hill and attends to the kindergartners and say, well, what do we have here? Come on, show me. And one of the kindergartners that is holding the thing and waving it in the air is like, and then the wizard will have a good look at it and well, this something, isn't it? And the children will just listen to him, and they're not rowdy anymore. All of the attention of these 10 rowdy children are on the wizard. And they listen, of course. They trust this wizard, they respect this wizard. And then earlier, what the wizard, sorry, my saliva. What the wizard said is that, well, we have a little shiny sort of nope in here. What do we do when we see and receive a shiny little no? And then, as if the wizard had some kind of telepathy to each and every one of the 10 children, they responded in unison, as if saying like, we thank them for giving us freedom. And I'm like, wow. I feel like I just watched a short film. Well, so that's one of the interesting things that happened this morning inside. So yeah, that's how I dealt with the no. And the conclusion is that I'm not a bad person. I just have a lot of feelings, and it's okay as long as I don't smear the blood on people's faces that or something. It's okay to have a lot of feelings. At least that's how I deal with my own feelings. I face them with curiosity. It's not always easy, but it's always fun. It's always fun for some reason. Even when I'm angry or sad, the moment I ask myself why, and then it's a different sort of, it's more fun. How do you deal with your feelings? How do you deal with your feelings? I have so many questions to you. Is it also some kind of imagery that comes alive whenever you feel something that you don't really prefer? Or what happens? How does your inner world look like? Do you exist in multiple dimensions? How do you keep your feet on the ground? I have so many questions. I wish you can answer. You know, I wish you are right here in front. That's easier. Because right now, even you're just